In this video, let's actually start putting some data into shape files. I have a point, a polygon, and a polygon shapefile here in this map already. And to create data, it's real easy. You go to your Edit tab and you can choose Create, or if you have it pinned, you can go ahead into there and any of your editable files will show up in here. So I'm going to create a point first, and we're going to put a point right here on top of this building where I'm at. Easy peasy, and I can switch between them just by choosing another one. And notice that with the polygon I have all of these options. With the point, not very many. I can have place a point at the end of a line and along a line. With polygons we get classic polygons, circles, squares, ellipsoids, all kinds of things. We're going to go with a standard polygon, and let's just place a few points on the top of this building. Now, when you're drawing polylines or polygons and they're multi-point, you need to either hit the F2 button or right click and finish the drawing to finish the object you're drawing. It is not the same as finish part. We'll go through finish part later, but I want to finish like that, and now I'll just continue. I'm just going to draw these four real fast, and this time I'm just going to hit the F2 on my keyboard to finish. And mine is set to keep the object that which I previously drawn selected, so you can see why it's being highlighted. So let's just trace these four. There we go. Really bad job, but they're traced. And we want to draw a polyline from here, the center of the square, to the closest McDonald's, as an example. So where's that at? I'm going to go to Map and Locate, and I'm just going to type it in. McDonald's in Andalusia. There it is. McDonald Street. McDonald's. There we go. There it is. So I'm going to choose our polyline. I'm going to get one started here, and I'm going to zoom out and figure out where my point is. So there's over there, and we're just going to trace up this road real fast. Just whoops, and I chose polygon. My bad. You can see how I can just hit escape, and I got out of that without saving or without finishing it, and it disappears. So that's where the finish comes from. So let's just draw this in real fast. And F2 to finish. Now, we've just did drafting or creating objects in 3 different shape files. If I come back to my Edit tab, notice I have a save and a discard. So something to keep in mind is that when you are generating data, unless you have changed some settings, it will not save, basically publish it or make it permanent until you hit the save icon. So when I hit save, they are now there. And if you move on and you forget to do that, the program will likely give you a pop-up and telling you otherwise to say you have unsaved edits, you want to save. Now, depending on which type you're drafting, you'll see that you have some nifty tools that pop up down here. You've got lines at an angle, you've got some arcs that you can draw, and you've got polyline or trace. Now, let's focus on the polyline for a moment. And what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to put a line from here to here. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to switch from line to arc, and you notice that in here you have a bunch of commands where you can switch spirals, directions. I'm going to do circular arc, and now I've got a bunch of pop-ups that I can put in. If I wanted to put in a tangent, it's keeping the tangent from my last one, and right and radius and arc length. So if you do the right click, you get an actual physical pop-up for you to manually do those points. If I click down here, it just switches. So now I will come all the way over here and I'll put one there, and now I'll get this like this. And just as quick, I can switch back to a line. Okay, so if you want to do some tracing or drawing stuff and make it a bit pretty, That's how you can switch between it on polylines. Now, I'm going to switch back to the polygon. I want to draw a polygon that represents this entire block. And when you're drafting data, we want to make sure that we don't have it going past it. We want it to be directly on that line. So what I'm going to choose is the trace function, and I'm going to start a point. I have my nearest snap on. Down here are our snaps, so you can come and you can turn on what snaps you want or don't want, or turn snapping off completely. So I'm going to snap there, and now it is tracing, which is one of the coolest drafting tools, in my opinion, in ArcGIS. So there we go, and now we just use the trace function. I think we will drop this video at this point, and just want to show you how to populate your data. I got to make sure I save, and as a matter of habit, I am going to clear my selection so that thing will stop being selected. In the next video, we're going to start talking about fields and attributes and how they can affect our symbologies. If you found this helpful, please click like and feel free to subscribe.